Classic MGD. He just creates an entire universe for us to exist in and can flip us upside down. But
I think yeah, it's like I'm sorry for this, but we will figure this out.
oh, it's
So
just he'll have it fixed in no time. He's the best.
I think we will have a fix soon. We're also here on X, so I think everyone that won't join us right now is free to do so. I see more and more users coming in here on X and also in World. Canessa's
Vanessa
writing
has
that,
reported.
yeah,
Vanessa
audio
reports she
started
can
for
hear
her.
the audio in world. I'm gonna mute myself now.
Awesome. Okay, so everyone, Decentraland, welcome and thank you for being here. MGD is flipping our world right now. Thank you, Jared, for suggesting it. I already hate it. Yeah, let's have a quick look who's with us in world and then we can start, I would say. So I'm seeing many users. I see I see Cartoon, Canessa, Mary Sharkma, Hedy, and Jan Marie is also here. Scatline Rock, Prater, Avajob, Roostan, Jackson, MetaBeast, Multi, Duck Holiday, whoever this is, Lemon Thriller, Derek, Ottolam, and Fredame. Thank you for being here and welcome. It's much appreciated. Here on the X Space, we have Jared, Dana. We have Canessa, Mariana, Dr. Drip. Sinful is also here, January. I already saw you're ready to join us too, so feel free to take up the speaker role. I see Hayabusa and Goldie. Thank you so much for being here. So yeah, we are talking about freedom of speech versus safe space, and I would like to give us, a little starting point so that we all know where the conversation may be. So when I prepared for this space, normally I prepare very, very structured and write down an entire script, what I want to have covered. And today it's not like this. I was more philosophically thinking to myself, what do I expect from the Decentraland, from the community? How do I want to be, you know, how do I want that we are communicating with each other? And something that came to my mind, and I would call it the family effect. You know, like in our digital spaces, and especially in the Decentraland, it can really feel like a family. And, outwardly we are polite and very welcoming. We want to look good for visitors. But once the door closes, the tone often shifts. People get more blunt, harsher, sometimes careless, just like a family members who stop holding back. I think this isn't always negative. It can mean trust and also closeness, but it can also normalize roughness and drives others away. And the challenge is, how do we keep the warmth of a family without slipping into toxicity? And maybe we could start with this. So, since you're already speaking, Jared, what is your thought on this?
But me first is such a big concept that you presented me. I think that um, I think it's kind of difficult because, like, the expression "familiarity breeds contempt" is was coined for a reason. So I suspect that there's probably an inherent nature where people just in close proximity can end up rubbing each other the wrong way. So there's probably always going to be some amount of conflict in that kind of in the setting you described. But
Hi, Jared Cat.
I was
Lulu
hearing
wanted to
the
get out
cat
of the
too.
room. Yeah, she didn't. She didn't. She's like, "Oh, you're talking again? I'm out. I'm out of here."
That is the cutest little meow I ever heard. My
Yes.
God.
That was a meow that expected to be heard and respected, and it was. So good for her. Lulu is the queen.
She is.
What was the question?
The question is, okay, guys, just let's talk about how do we want to treat each other in the central and what is too much? Are we maybe already slipping into a situation where we don't hold back anymore? And I just would like to get your thoughts on this. And maybe Dana, you have something, maybe with my family analogy. I don't know if this is something. Maybe I'm just crazy that I
Are you
see it
saying like
like
how we
this.
present ourselves on Twitter and TikTok, or like how we were in talking to each other in Genesis Plaza? Like what
I'm
setting?
noodling. I'm noodling on what you said. Um, I because I think what Jared said is true. Like I think to some extent, like you. Well, mm, I want to think. Can I like pass the mic back to you because I want to think more.
Totally. Pass back to me whenever you're ready. Maybe this analogy wasn't that good. It's just something that really stuck to my mind because I just, sometimes I'm feeling in the Central End when I join um, at Genesis Plaza. this is a place where I myself, maybe this is a good start to just say how I tackle this. I see Genesis Plaza as an open space where everyone should be welcome, and maybe it's not a place where I can, where I should talk bad about the latest updates or something like this, because it's kind of a space that for me feels like reserved for new users. But maybe you see this different. I would really love to know how's everyone feeling. And maybe Jared,
what an
yeah,
interesting question. Well, I wonder what could maybe make you think that I would have thoughts on such a topic.
yeah, it's good that you're here, because right now, I think
Yeah,
you ask.
I would argue that, by the way, the reason I think that you felt like your question wasn't good enough, then that's why neither Dana nor I jumped on. But I feel like more it's because, like, you have Dana and I up here who maybe like a month ago, 3 weeks ago, I'm not great at time, maybe had a bit of a breakdown and said some unregrettable things. And then Dana, who works with the foundation, is well aware of that situation. And we're both, no one wants to just jump in and be like, hi, by the way, my name's Jared. I'm an asshole and I inspired this topic. So, and like Dana's obviously, works for Decentraland. So she has to, express
I
herself
I don't
actually
know.
want to
thoughtfully.
think more about this
Well,
though,
yeah, exactly. You have
because
to offer express yourself thoughtfully. So you got to think it through.
I'm not sure. Like, I think people have different definitions of family. I
Well, that's
think
certainly fair. I agree with that.
I think like to me it's more like a cocktail party.
Okay,
Like
okay.
I think, well, I mean, is this where you want the conversation to go, Toxic?
No,
I
I
also
love it.
feel
I love
bad.
it.
Okay,
No,
because
I
like
love
if
this.
you want to keep talking about like the family idea, but I was just thinking about like how I inhabit virtual spaces,
Hmm.
and like if it's, well, I feel like Fortnite isn't a good example of this, but like if we're talking digital social spaces, to me it's much more of a cocktail party vibe. Like I'm not gonna go up to random strangers and say like my deepest darkest secrets, or like my hot takes, like I'm at a I'm at a club that like we might bond over an interest and like have a good time, but like I don't know if I'll see you again. Do you know what I mean?
Right. I think that's a fair point for most digital spaces, but I do feel like Decentraland that has like, I think Rustan says there's 150 people. It's not the 38 that'll log in over like pretty regularly over the course of a month. So like it was whittled down through battle tested. Don't get me wrong. I know there's been some new faces who've joined in the last 6 months here. It's not like just the same 100 people, but like I feel like there is just a much more like familiar, like 3/4 of this community who are still here and like active. They've seen some shit together. They have seen the highs and the lows. Like it's not just like, oh hey, there's that painter I talked to like, one time 3 weeks ago. It's like, oh yeah, that's Rustan. I've exchanged, tens of thousands of words with that man, and I know intimately his philosophy about his art. And I could say that about like there's like not one person in this room I haven't had pretty long conversations with. Like I think like M and Mohidi. I always wonder if I say his name right, or probably the people I've spoken to the least in this room, and I've still exchanged hundreds, if not thousands, of words with them. Mao all in world chat. I mean, across the board. So like, but just it's just in Scatlion, say hi to that. I don't guess to be fair, I probably talk to Scat the least, but like Scat is just like so ingrained in my mind as a DCL icon. They could they could be anyone, but I just feel like I know them. But I guess that's not really true. We've just said hello to each other 2,000 times. But I love you, Scat. What was
Mm.
the question again?
I feel maybe the talk round is too open. Maybe I should give us a little bit more of a frame for this. So maybe let's start. How would you like to be treated in the Decentraland? For me, it's like, I think I kind of see much of the Decentraland as an open space where I would like to be treated with, kindness and friendliness and all the stuff that are good. But I think also we need places where we can talk, not only about the good things and not only be welcoming, because it can be very, I would say, tiring to always be nice and welcoming. And I think we need spaces where we also can let, the pants down and just be like talking about whatever comes to our mind. Um, so I'm trying to think of how we should tackle this problem, that we maybe have spaces in the Decentraland or events where the tone gets rougher and even maybe not in the direction that we like. Right now, we are talking about, how should we as a community really tackle this? That if community responds to bad behavior or good behavior, should we punish it? Or should we reward when someone is behaving good? Are we doing this already? Or maybe Dana can jump into
Well,
this.
I just have a question.
Yes.
Like, do you think that there should be like, well, I like never thought of this, but like, do you think that there should be like a grid, and on the grid, like there's certain coordinates where it's like, I guess like the wilds and RuneScape. It's like a PvP zone with discussion. And then like and then like RuneScape is now the analogy that I'm going with, but like then there's the like non PvP zone of discussion. Do you know what I mean? Like, is that the idea that you're talking about?
Totally, yeah. And thank you for bringing it to better words than I could ever do. So yeah. If we're talking about the Decentraland and about how we communicate with each other, maybe do we need a PvP area, like where we just can fight things out? Because sometimes I have the feeling like this wouldn't be, the worst thing to happen. But maybe I'm alone with this, and we should just keep and try to be very friendly to everyone. But is this something that we really can do? Can we always be friendly, or do we expect too much maybe from each other? And I saw a mic was opening. Oh, M. Yeah, of
Hello.
course.
Hi.
M, jump in. Thank you very much for being here.
How are you guys? I didn't know if you could see me as a speaker, so I didn't want to just like surprise people.
Oh my God.
I totally get the topic from the beginning. It's and no, I'm not going to talk about politics, but it's kind of like the idea of no politics at the family dinner table, right?
Mhm.
There's such a small community here. We've been so invested in the success of a platform that sometimes when you're in a main Genesis Plaza area and that's where new users are spawned in, you don't want to be having a main discussion about the problems of DCL. You want to create an environment that fosters welcoming, it cultivates like good energy, right? You don't want to create all these problems in this spawning space. And it does seem like most of us, since we all know each other very well and our user base is not like super small, but kind of small compared to other platforms, we all know each other and we can get in heated arguments. I mean, one weekend we'll be I know that sometimes Doc and Jared will talk about things, and I'm over here like Miss Anxiety. I don't want to rock the boat with anybody. And Doc's like, no, this is what people do. This is how normal people talk about things. And then they disagree and then they get over it. That's how it works. And so, I'm more of a like, oh, I don't want to discuss this in a public space. Let's take it to a DM. Whereas some other people will be like, this is an open platform. This is a decentralized platform. This is what you do here. So it all depends, there's so many factors that go into this. We're so small that we're all so personally invested because of our contributions in the success of this platform that sometimes it does feel like maybe we need to taper back our discussions regarding personal conflicts with somebody. Like, I know if I'm in a virtual space, and I mean, I guess this is kind of hard for me to like, if I'm ever in a virtual space and there's somebody there that makes me uncomfortable, like somebody outside, like a great example is the hacker person that DM'd me to try to get me to click that link. I was being very friendly and I didn't want to overtly be like, I don't like you. You're giving me a wrong vibe. I was being super, super nice though, because I wanted to make sure that I didn't chase somebody off. I wasn't being rude. And that's a bad example because they were impersonating somebody within the community. But like, if a new person comes in and you don't want to give them the wrong impressions because we're also personally invested in these platforms. So that's my spiel on that. So Tox, I totally get your topic. I totally get where you're coming from.
Wait, you said something that I really love that I wanted to like build on. But also I don't want to like cut off Toxic if you have like a follow up.
Feel totally free. Like, I love what M was saying, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this, Dana.
Well, she said something that I think is really true, which is like the communication styles are so different. Like what she was saying about how like there are people that are comfortable arguing in chat like loudly, but then there's there's others of us, myself included, where like I don't feel comfortable talking with you. Like I want to like have time to think about what I'm gonna say, and then like I want to like call you, like I want to like talk on the phone with you. So I feel like, but that's something that's really really important to remember. I think when we talk about like free speech in general is the fact that like speech is a very personal thing. It's something that people have like there's so many different ways that people talk and like communicate. So like you might be silencing, I don't know how to say this, but like the way you communicate might be a way that you're like silencing the conversation for other people because like they don't communicate that way. Am I saying this like well? Do you understand what I'm saying, Toxic?
Absolutely. Yeah. You're
Yeah,
doing
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so like I think that that's something that's really important that we remember in a place like Decentraland where like we all have different backgrounds, we all come from different places. We don't know like how people were, you know, like what their family dynamics were, like how did they communicate as a family? Like so I think like optimally, if I'm thinking about like how do I want to be treated in Decentraland as pertains to like speech, I want to be in a place where like I feel heard and people are aware of how I communicate and they make space for me to communicate in that way.
I think most people who feel heard don't end up saying terrible things. I feel like often it's feeling unheard that leads people to a state of frustration that results in them saying things they might, you know, not be willing to repeat when being recorded.
Wait, but like, did you understand what I was saying?
Yes, I think that I generally, and maybe I'm not hitting it right, but I live most of my life treating almost everybody as if they had to deal with a death that day. You know what I mean? Like maybe they're having the worst day of their life, and you need to be, you need to adjust yourself for that, and it has to do with like the way you communicate with other people, and it's called emotional intelligence. I don't know if a
Yeah,
lot of
I love
people
that.
know that term. I didn't know that term for a long time. I just learned that term. So like not recently, but like I've known that term for a little bit, and it's something that I'm learning every day about. And I think that this space is so in tune with that. And it brings us all the way back to the original topic of, do we discuss these heated topics within public spaces, right?
I think this is super interesting. I just asked the user in world because everyone here in world, you can contribute to the conversation. Either let me know in the chat, tag me, or submit your question via the UI on the right side of your screen. We also did a poll and I asked it, did you ever felt uncomfy in Decentraland because of how another user was talking to you? And right now we have 56% saying yes. And I think this this is kind of a high number. And I think it's something that I would say happened to everyone here at one point. So, Jared, I see that you opened
Well,
your mic.
at the time, 56% was only 5 people. I just wanted to point that out. And I also was wondering, because like felt uncomfortable in DCL how another user was talking, like talking to someone else, or did they like get the other sentence into you? Because like I definitely think it's pretty reasonable. Like I think Decentraland does an excellent job of kind of creating this 3D virtual space of like this this paradigm shifting way in which we engage in the digital space. So like people get, if you've lived your entire life, at some point you were uncomfortable because of the way someone was talking. Like realistically, everyone, like unless you're like have never, it just seems like a logical thing that sooner or later someone you're going to that it's going to happen. Like when you're at the getting coffee and the frick in front of you is being awful to the barista who doesn't have any say over policy. I mean, I'm the kind of person who just starts making that guy mad at me instead of being rude to the barista. But like, we've all seen a person make us uncomfortable with their worlds in real
Yeah,
life, and I
but
think that
totally. And I think being uncomfortable is just part of life. Yeah. And since we're in the metaverse, I think we kind of thrive to have this real life aspect. But I asked this question because I want to build on this, and I wanted to ask M, since you said you also had some experience with feeling uncomfortable because of people or users in world, and I want to ask you, how did others react on this? And was it something that you liked? Like, do I imagine, okay, someone was saying mean things? Did they ignore it? Did they hate you? And what would have you loved for the others to do for you?
I've always felt
You know,
felt supported. I don't think I've ever been put in a position where I was treated uncomfortably, and if I told somebody, they didn't do something about it. I feel like I've had very low instances of that. I feel like it happened a lot more in the earlier days than
Yeah.
now. And like in reflection, it could have been just like technical errors, right? But
Mm.
when it comes to actual speech, I don't know if I've ever really been in the most I've ever felt uncomfortable was, I don't know, I can't even remember. But there's always,
I'm
there's always
yeah.
Feel
something,
free to throw me under the bus, Sam. I'm sure it was me. What did I do?
No, it's not you, Jared.
Oh, sweet.
You hardly bother me.
I'm just thinking of okay, I see John Park came up to speak and you have your mic open. Can you maybe close your mic when you're just breathing? This would be awesome. Because this is now open space, friends, and I wasn't aware that I can't mute anyone from an thank you very much, John Park. So yeah, I'm just thinking, you're right. I think it was way more in the, let's say, busier days in the center. I'm just thinking there was I think it was a dollhouse party, and there was a user that was really, really harassing Tank Poco back then. And this is a situation I'm now sharing that I'm so not proud of, because I have reacted in a way that I would love to different in retro perspective. But back then, this user was very talking in a sexualized way that was not okay in any way. And you could tell that Pogo felt very, very uncomfortable with it. And the only thing, I didn't dare to speak up. I don't know why. I was just like, okay, don't feed the trolls. Just be silent. Just try to ignore it. Fill the chat with more positive things. But after the situation, I was just like, oh my God, I let a friend down. I should have stepped in. I should have said something, but I didn't. And this kind of stuck with me. And if now something like this happens, I at least try to say something in word. But I don't know how you are seeing this. I see Dana and M, your both hands are up. I don't know. Okay. Dana's hand is
No, I do, but I want to make sure, if you have like something to like say.
No, my hand has been stuck up as well.
Oh my God.
Okay. No, I do have something to say though,
Mhm.
Toxic. I think that this is a very human experience. Like what you just described. I think we've all been in that situation where something was happening. This literally actually just happened to me. I was at that event in New York City and a random dude just like came up and like took a selfie with me without my permission, and I was just completely caught off guard, and you like try to make a joke and like roll with it, but like it's not okay. And whenever, I feel like so often when these situations happen to people, whether it's like IRL or in a virtual space, like it happens and you don't have time to think. Like you go into like fight or flight mode, and like it's just survival. Like you're like just trying to get out of the situation. So I feel like, I don't know,
Well, yeah,
having
it's not fair to beat yourself up and say you didn't do anything either, because you did like analyze the situation. You assess like, okay, feeding the troll could make it worse. So like after the situation was done, you had time to process. You're like, you know what? I chose the wrong path. But it wasn't like you didn't choose, I'm just gonna let my friend get eaten by bears. Like you said you were countered with positivity and put it was. I think people just often will paint themselves in the worst possible light. But I suppose that's probably off topic. But anyway, don't beat yourself up.
Wait, Toxic, could you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes. Can
Okay.
you? Okay. I can hear very well. And yeah, I think these kind of situations, we need to find ways how we feel good with dealing with it. I think it's kind of hard in the digital space because we don't have this much opportunities to show if we disagree with something. Like, we can go away, we can chat, but many things that we have in real life to react to this are just not there right now in the metaverse. This is something that I at least have feeling, and I'm thinking, should we have maybe better moderation tools in the Decentraland that help us to deal with such stuff? Because I think right now we're very happy because we don't have bad things happen all the time. But I just I just want to say I saw that Skat Rock came up as a speaker, and I really would love to give her the chance to open her mic and let us know what she's thinking. So Skat, if you are ready, feel free to join the conversation whenever you're ready. Maybe this was a little bit too spontaneous. Take your time, Skat. I'm just happy that you are here. And yeah, okay, maybe moderation tools. This is something that we could talk about. Do you think that right now the moderation tools that we have in Decentraland, is it enough? Like, is it good?
They're
Is
objectively
it bad?
terrible.
Can you report people in world? Like, can you go to a profile and report it?
Let's see.
That should be a thing.
It
Like
should
at
be
the
a thing.
very minimum, and then you choose like any other platform.
No, you can just block them.
See, so it'd be nice if there was like reporting tools, because I want to touch up on what Dana and Jared said, is that it's not fair to beat yourself up when you're not in a position to really do anything about it. Like, it's like, I understand where you're coming from. Ting is one of my closest friends as well. I absolutely love her, and I would always love to defend her in every space possible. And I feel like it's hard when you're in that moment, and it is very human to feel like you're stuck in this moment and you can't do anything about it. So I feel like if you had better support, like moderation tools like you just mentioned, things at the bare minimum of reporting people should be here. I know that we're decentralized and we can say whatever we want, but like, can we? Is that what we're
Really?
cultivating?
No, I have it on good authority. You cannot say whatever you want.
Precisely, you can't, and there's never been a good way of dealing with it.
Maybe this is something that we can talk about. I mean, the elephant in the room is already here. We have Jared with us, and I think, yeah, Jared, you have experience with moderation tools in Decentraland, and I see Dana, your hand is risen. Do you want to add now?
I mean, yeah, like the conversation keeps changing. Yeah, I think toxic. I have talked to you about my like dream of like a flagging system where like there is a scale. So like you get 5, and for anybody who I haven't talked to about this, like when I was talking to Toxic about this, I was using the referee analogy of like there's a yellow card, there's a red card, and like you get a certain amount of yellow cards, and then you get some sort of like restriction on your account. You get a certain amount of, so like it scales with bad behavior. So like if you repeat bad behavior, like your account is restricted in certain ways. Because I feel like I want to be empowered as a user to like use my voice more. And I feel like right now in the platform, I don't have that empowerment, and I would like it. This is something that yeah, I don't know. Toxic, I know that I've talked to you about this idea a lot, but some sort of like, because I think, I mean, it sounds like this is something that we all want to do. I also want some sort of like some sort of third party judge that like can come in and like, if we're just talking about like designs, like for like moderation tools, I would love it if there was like some arbiter that could like come in when like there is like something really spicy going on and be able to like bring the conversation down and see things objectively and like help people work it out. Because I feel like that's another thing that happens, that like there's no like, yeah, I don't know. I said a lot of things. I'll go back to mute. But like those are things that come to mind.
We would be like one of the only platforms like this that provide that. We're so small that can be provided, but like I think about it in other gaming platforms like Fortnite, or any of these other open world type areas, like that never happens. That doesn't happen. That can't happen. It can't be moderated unless you use AI, which
Yeah, but those users don't own that platform.
I think we have a
Yeah,
very
fair.
interesting conversation ongoing right now in world also, because we clearly see moderation tools needs maybe to be overworked, but if we're now saying we want that user getting reported, I think the question is not if we should be able to report users, because I think, yes, this is a no-brainer. We should totally be able to flag or whatever, report a user that is not following the TOS, but who in the end is going to decide then on these reports? Who's going to get them? Is it the foundation? Is it the community? Is it in the end maybe the DAO? I don't know, because my understanding from a decentralized metaverse should be there should not be the one single identity that is deciding on this, but it should be more like something that we all decide together on. Maybe I'm doing too much decentralized on this. Would love to hear your thoughts on this. In world, I see, for example, multi-NFT saying before we need moderation tools at Genesis Plaza, and I'm totally on board on this. Dana, you raised your hand.
I feel bad though because I keep talking. So like I don't want to keep talking before like Sinful is up here, Scat is up here. Like I don't want to keep talking.
Everything is
like
fine. Like I said, today's space is different than the others. I'm not gonna invite anyone. Maybe if I feel that that the convo is drying out. If today I want a
I
little bit
have
of
thoughts
chaos.
though.
Yeah. So everyone just jump in. Dana, share all your thoughts with us. Don't feel
Like
stopped at all.
in my dream state, like this is a position that is held in the DAO and it's voted on, but I know that like the voting structure is effed up right now. Like it's really difficult at the moment, but like I would really love it if the council, or who is it, committee council, who what's the, I think it's council, right? Yeah, like the council, like if they could vote in this is where I'm like talking about my arbiter position, like if they could vote in somebody that like this was their job, that's like they represent the community in this thing, I would be so happy. Like that would be so great, because then it's like it's not centralized, it's like one step removed, because I feel like right now we all kind of feel this way, that like we don't want it to be the foundation that like bans people or like hard moderates things. It's just like icky. So
I don't know. I
if
think
we
some
could
of them
figure
like
out a
it.
way that like it would be instead through the DAO, that would be dope. So Mew, I see your hand. I'm so happy. I'm gonna stop talking.
Well, no, I'm just here to aura farm. But to tell you the truth, when it comes to moderation tools, I just look at it like give it back to the landowners. Like a lot of the times when we're having these gatherings and things like this, like give the like from the creator hub, like make it as easy as possible, just like the admin tools, maybe even make it within the admin tools to be able to just bounce people out of your
Well,
land
that's
if
coming.
they're
The ban user from
okay
scene.
then.
And I think
Yeah.
And then yeah, so yes, it's finally coming. It's like I feel like a lot of this will and then even bring it a bit further and even give it to like when it comes to like the chat within like the plot, like if you can make it that it's like, you know, you enter the plot and then there's like the general chat of that land or whatever, and then like anything that's being chatted that's going on, like at the road or whatever, or like, you know, and any other event that may be nearby, like they can't see the chatter that's going on, and you know, because it's all just separated.
I think these are two different problems, at least in my head. Like the first thing, totally moderation tools. I also think we should give the users the tools so that everyone, because I think in this, if we follow this thought, it would solve many of our problems, that we're just saying, okay, everyone that owns a place in the Decentraland is hosting an event. They have their own this place, so that they can decide which kind of conversations they want to have, or they are able to tolerate there. I think it comes then to a problem when we're talking about foundation-owned places, like for example Genesis Plaza. But I think totally this should be like, okay, if at the foundation place you don't behave, yeah, okay, Foundation can ban you from there. But I
They would
think
need to re-add the ability to log into the client from other locations than Genesis Plaza.
yeah, maybe this this could also be an interesting thing to follow. But let me finish my thought. So yeah, we totally need moderation tools. But what do we do if something is happening, for example, in the amps or something like this? I think there we need a structure, like Dana just said, with a council maybe or something like this that we can flag persons to. For example, if you feel like a user is trying to scam you, we should be able to flag this or report this user, and who's gonna decide on this? Who's gonna decide is this user worthy to be banned or not? And I kind of asked this question in World, and I only have 6 answers yet, and this is kind of sad because we are 27 people in World. So friends, please vote in the polls. And 67% are saying it should be the community that is moderating this.
I would
So
argue that DAO and community are the same option inherently.
I think we have right now the Regenesis Labs, so kind of the executive arm of the DAO. So I think,
But like this would require governance to implement. Like for example, Dana's idea about this new position, like the council couldn't just implement that. They would need to use Esteban's VP to force through governance to like enact, to at least make it appear as though it was supported by the community, as they do all things as of late.
Damn, I thought it would have been up to Gino, like, asking Gino, like, hey, yo, could we do this?
Well, she wanted to create a position. She was like, we need to get a moderator to like hire a person. I think in that position, I mean, I guess you're right. I guess technically maybe no, could the OPCO hire? I mean, the OPCO. I guess you're right. I guess like the council couldn't do it. Regardless, my position that perhaps you're right that Gino could create a position within the OPCO or Genesis Labs, whatever they call it now. This is bad branding, but
They have funding for community. I mean, not much, but they have funding
yeah,
in
I
there.
guess. Oh, you are correct, Sidwell. I was mistaken. The council couldn't do it, but I do think that you could make a pretty sound argument that Gino could, if he thought it was a high enough priority, create the position of a moderator, or not a moderator. Sorry, what was like the count the judge the
What was the fancy word, Dana?
yeah arbitrator
Arbitrage or something like that?
arbitrator yeah.
If we're
I don't even know what that
Well, I
I
means.
understand
have
the
a grandfather that was
moderator,
a
but
lawyer and he was an arbiter and he would arbitrate, and it's basically the job is like to, like, for example,
before
if
people go into court, they'll go talk to this guy, and then he'll be like, "How about this is the deal?" And one person, either they go
no
like,
no no
"Yeah,
no 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 no
I saw
no
it
they
happen. It was
go
sweet."
to court, they
Not every
cannot
time.
resolve their
Well, no.
differences.
Sorry. It happened in the court, but it was like at the pre-judge. Wait, you're saying your arbitrating grandfather only spoke to them after they'd already seen a judge? Because the one time I ever saw 2 people in arbitration, it was in an attempt to save the judge's time. But to be fair, I guess like yours was probably doing serious things, and this was more of like a petty, like, hey, you owe this guy $1,000 for this stupid thing.
I want to just jump quick in and say Hugh Paul is adding inward. In Meta Horizon Metaverse, people collectively agree who should be banned. They also can record a video if someone behaved bad and report it. After report, person coming up and giving a ban and explaining the behavior. And
I love this.
yeah, I think this is very interesting. And Hugh Paul is also saying he saw it happen personally. And so yeah, I think other platforms are already experimenting with this, and I'm kind of sad that we are in the Decentraland are still at a point where we completely sorry friends, where we completely rely on Foundation with this, because for me it also feels kind of, to be honest, kind of unfair. This is just my opinion, because I think we as a community, we should have some, being a user in the Decentraland comes with possibilities, but also with sorry, my English skills. I see Sinful, your hand is up while I'm Googling the word that I'm missing.
No, my hand is not up, and I am not that smart.
I'm sorry for this. So
It is wild though that Facebook is more decentralized than a Decentraland. That's
Well,
pretty
I'm
crazy.
assuming the report is going to a centralized moderator system. at Horizon. Like, it's probably a lot easier to implement.
I think so too. So freedoms and duties. This is what I was searching for. I'm sorry for everyone who's listening first time here. I'm German and my English skills are lagging sometimes. So yeah, being a user in the central, I think it comes with freedoms, but also with duties. And I think if we're saying, okay, we aim for the
Are you saying
central
duties?
duties, is this okay? Okay,
Like
please.
responsibilities?
Yeah.
Okay, just
Responsibilities and
checking.
duties. Maybe
Yeah.
this is better. Okay, so my thoughts on this is if we want Decentraland to be in the future a nice and welcoming place too, we all need to feel responsible for making this true. And I think that the community needs tools for this. So I'm a big fan of the idea that we're saying leave the moderation to the users, leave it to the community. Let's keep the foundation out of this. But yeah, we need the foundation to implement it. So these talks are still very, very important at this stage, I think. And Sinful, I see your I see your hand still up. I'm not sure. I think it's a bug, right?
I I unmuted because I got excited, but then I was like, no, Toxic's
No,
talking.
please stop
But I was
me.
like,
Say,
I was just gonna say like foundation, help us, or please,
Help
yeah, please
you?
help us, not need you.
Oh,
No,
oh, oh,
please
oh,
help
oh.
us,
Yeah,
not
that
need
makes sense.
you.
I think isn't this the goal we are framing to? Like that foundation is preparing the platform for us that we can just, in 5 years the foundation is going to give. I think Canessa always says, "Giving the keys to the kingdom." I really like this saying to the DAO, and I think isn't this what we are all should work together to make this come true? And moderation
I'm
is among.
trying to find the next all hands so that we can like bookmark it on our calendars to like go and talk about this. So when I find the date, I will tell you.
Yes. All of us.
Okay, we have some questions in World, so I hope everyone is ready. So let's have a look. For everyone in World, you can submit questions through your eye on the right side of your desktop. And let me see. Okay, we have a question, or maybe a saying from Kairos. Are we a family? Are many users, not everyone of course, simply here to take benefits of building opportunities offered by DCL and get paid for that? Nothing to offer, not from a group, and you have no fam. Let's not sugarcoat things. Years in this space show it. Very interesting. Kairos, would you like, if you would like to join us, or maybe here on X, or maybe you would like to elaborate on this in the chat, this would be awesome. But yeah, maybe let me ask my speakers here. So, are we a family in the Decentraland? Or am I sugarcoating it when I say we are a family here?
I think it would be fair to say that Kairos is being a little cynical. That said, I understand absolutely where the sentiment is coming from because, like, I do think there is a large swath of people that, like, whenever there's like a big giveaway in Decentraland, just come out of the woodworks, to be submitting their artwork and their things, and they're just not around the rest of the time. So I can see why a person might want to look around and be resentful or kind of call that out because there's definitely people who just come in to like make a grand or a couple $100 here and there whenever Decentraland's doing its like quarterly big push for whatever giveaways. But like I don't think that's fair of the core. Like that's not like that's not who you're talking about when you say what you're saying. So I think it's kind of like two ships passing in the night. Those people absolutely exist, but like, I don't think anyone really thinks of them as community except for maybe, and no shade to the marketing team when they're just trying to present their numbers for fiscal quarters to demonstrate some amount of movement.
Okay. I'm just reading the chat here. So, okay, I just asked you in world the question, are we a family here? Please feel free to answer. Regarding the last poll where I asked who should moderate the central, the poll is over now, and we got 15 votes, and 11 votes of them said community, 4 said DAO, and literally no one said foundation. Just to keep this, I think we're good. Good to go today here in the space. We are kind of on the same page as the in-world users, and I really love this. So let's maybe see the next question because I see some are dropping in. This one is from MetaBeast. Do we wait for the foundation to create these tools, or do we, someone, find a way to build it and use it in Decentraland? And I really love this, because when I came to Decentraland, I came here because I thought, oh my god, what an amazing place. I can do whatever I want here. But okay, my take on this is, I think at this stage we need help by a foundation to implement it. But maybe you see it different, guys, here on the space.
I mean, to tell you the truth, I mean, it's fair to leave it open for developers to build it their own way, but it's also very, very, very actually very, very important for the front-facing product to have that feature available for like the individuals that like go into the creator hub, opposed to like deploy using SDK or whatever other fancy stuff there is these days.
Ah, sheesh, yes. I see Dana is throwing a 100. Thank you very much for this. Oh, yeah, Dana?
Well, I was just gonna say, I want everybody to be working together on like the tough problems. Like this is, I like when I think of the bigger problems. Like this is one that I like. I would love to see it coming from both sides of the equation. Like, yeah, I don't know what that looks like because I am not a dev, but
As
that would
MGD
make
is pointing out in global chat, though, like the foundation made specific choices in the creation of this new client that like made it harder for people to contribute to the space. Like HP has called that a bunch. Tobic, who I never agree with, but has made some valid points about like, for example, the like orange grass, like that is a Unity plugin. Like you can't literally users can't have the red grass that is all over the board, and like there's just like that's just a tiny example. Like like MGD saying like there's basically he can't do much of anything without like client help, like without foundation help, because how the client's set up. And like HP's also called out lots of different changes they did in that implementation. And Lean, who's like trying to make the DAO's client, has made a lot of call outs about how like up until recently the foundation was just boxing them out and refusing to like make any kind of compromises or work with them. Until like Gino stepped up and like actually did something, because there has been some progress and change, but like the foundation has made it impossible for anyone else to contribute meaningfully without their express consent.
if that's true, I would like to see that change. That'd be great.
I'm not sure because I'm not a dev. But from my
Yeah,
understanding,
same.
Yes, the client is kind of closed. So if we need, and Sinfo already said it, yeah, some people may be talented enough to do it, like we saw it already with, for example, also Ruslan, with very, very, I would call them creative ways to ban someone. But I think this is not what we can expect from anyone, that they are this deep into the tech to do it. We definitely need some tools provided by us at this point, I think. So I just asked the community regarding a question a little earlier, if we are a family here. And I didn't expect it. We have 16 users that voted, and 75 are saying yes, but 25% are saying no. So if you voted no, please let me know in the chat why you are thinking this. And MetaBeast, thank you very much for your question. I would love to go to the next one if this is okay with everyone. So this question is something that I think we can't answer here. It's from Vitalik. When will Decentraland fix the arrival of DM and community messages in the previous scene? I think the right place to ask this, Vitalik, because this is not a foundation event right now. This is privately organized, I would say, by me and MGD. So the best would be to head into the DAO Discord, into the foundation Discord and ask this in the help channel. But thank you very much still for the question.
But based on history, I wouldn't expect soon.
Maybe, Jared, do you want to talk about communication on Discord? Because I would like to first tackle all the community questions, if this would be okay. Okay, so next question is by Canessa. Would we hire community members or an outside professional who has training in conflict resolution. I think this is interesting. Do we need someone from the outside? For example, if we're now saying, okay, we have now the new feature in Decentraland that we can report a user because why ever? We felt maybe that they took the right word to us, or maybe we saw them trying to scam. We're gonna report them, and it's ending in someone's task that they need to finish, that they need to overlook. Do we want that this is someone that has nothing to do with all, and is maybe as a person from the outside with no biased view, or should we aim for community members? Because I think I would love if this would be done by community, but I also see many, many problems coming up with this. For example, yeah, if I now get a report that I need to work on, and it's a person that I don't like very much, how am I going to decide? Can we really expect from all community members that would want to work in such a in such a position? Can we expect from them to really be, unbiased? So maybe we wouldn't
I,
just make, yeah.
I feel like you would want both because, like, I feel like some issues are need context to like understand appropriately. Like, if you're gonna be like, Jared, explain your issue with Kaze, I would literally have to explain to you 2.5 years of disagreement. So like, I feel like in some instances you'd want a person who's been around and has context because like I feel like it's unfair to ask every person, any victim of every wrong, to like articulate themselves perfectly in a high crisis moment.
Mm,
So I would argue, but like, there's also just certain situations that are just clearly black and white, and you would want to remove the bias of community because if you're just like, yeah, like I saw that person send a scammy link to this person, like that can just be analyzed with content in a vacuum and being, yep,
mm,
that was a malicious link. Yes, they sent it.
yeah.
Goodbye.
Okay, I just see the conversation inward is also going strong. I would like to bring this quickly in. Multi-NFT is saying, what's the rush to have that ban option? When was the last time you wanted to ban someone from your scene? And Rustan is responding in a very fun way. He is saying, I want to ban everyone from all my scenes every day. People just coming to my place all the time, walking through my doors and stuff. And while I, while I totally see why Multi is asking this, because right now, we are a small community. So yeah, maybe it's not every day that we want to ban someone, but from my point of view, and this is what I experienced in the last few months with more new users coming in, and I think it is something that we all feel, new users are coming in. I also see stuff happen where I don't feel well with. I'm just thinking of, I think Roostan or maybe Old Guy was there too. It was a party at Mary Shark's place. And there came new users in that nobody knew with new claimed wallets, and they were very racist in the chat to a point where really where lines were crossed, and no one knew how they could manage or handle this. Yeah, because Mary didn't have any options to ban them or keep them out of her place. This was something that made me very, very a little bit concerned for the future because only because we don't have this problem right now doesn't mean at least this is how I see it, because we don't have this problem right now doesn't mean we shouldn't be prepared for more users coming in. And I think our top priority should be to give the people at least that are having these events, to give them the tools that they can make it a safe space if they want to. But Dana, I see your hand is going up.
Well, no, the conversation moved on.
Sorry.
Did you see MGD's? He has his own poll going.
He has his own
right?
poll going on.
He's asking if he should be banned from the event.
Should we ban MG from this event? Oh no, this is we can report users here in the this is how we ban people right now in the top hub because yeah, so as you know, I'm very privileged because I'm working together with MGD. So many problems that the average user has, I don't have them with my events. This is just how it is. Like when MGD and I thought about how we gonna do this WTF spaces, I was like, MGD, we need to ban users. We need moderation. And how are we doing it? And then we were really brainstorming how we could do it. Like, okay, if we want that the users are totally being open in the spaces, we want, that if shit is going down, we want that we can talk about this exactly here at WTF. So where do I personally draw the line? And this was a very long conversation. And in the end, we agreed we can decide this. It needs to be decided by the users. So when you're entering the top-up, and for everyone in world, you saw it, you need to click it, you get a pop-up, and that is saying basically that this place is moderated by the community. And if you're joining, you are okay with this. So right now, Multi-NFT has started the report user. He reported MGD. 8 are telling no, 3 are telling yes, and friends, please, why?
Ban it!
I'm gonna click on
I
no.
voted ban.
I'm gonna click on no too. So
I
yeah,
voted ban because I want to see. This is QA. This is my inner QA. Because when you ban, if you back when HP made a bot to moderate this is DCL DAO Discord, he couldn't be banned using it. So I want to know, can we ban MGD?
mm,
I mean, even
I don't know if
temporarily
this
for even
wouldn't
half
break.
a second.
I'm not sure if this.
MGD said he voted for himself.
Oh my god, please! I'm not sure what will happen then. I'm not sure if I want to test it now. Maybe let's test it next week when we have Toxic Tuesday and not conversations like this
Yeah, I
going
feel
on.
like
that-
the operator getting banned is like
Mm.
es no bueno.
It's maybe not
Did anyone
not
else
the best
notice that
option.
the submit your question and the Are We a Family poll both broke when the voting for MGD was active? Because I
Oh
sent him
my
a
god.
photo of it.
For me, it's still working.
Well, yeah, it's working now because the vote ended. It's
Oh,
fixed
okay.
now.
So, okay, let's go to the next question. Canessa, thank you very much for answering this question. Feel free, Canessa, to come up and speak with us. Mariana, I see you in the chat too. Dr. Drip. Sinful, you're back to listener. Sorry, I hope I didn't talk too much. I see Glam Chain. Very happy to have you here. If you would like to add anything, because I know you're kind of new to the Decentraland, and I would love to hear your thoughts, how you perceived the Decentraland when you joined. Was the community nice? Was the community friendly to you? Was it something that, sparked joy for you? Or did you came already to situations where you said, oh my God, I need some some tools to keep me safe from this? That's something I would really love to know. So, but in the meantime, let's go to the next question. It's by MGD. How far does a user have to go to be banned? Where do you think the line should be drawn? Oh my God, okay. This
I
is
don't
the
know where
one.
I think it should be, but I know exactly where it is drawn.
Okay, so Jared, do you want to speak about something special, because they're always coming back to the same topic, and for me, I don't want to bring you in a situation to talk about stuff that you may feel uncomfortable with. This is just how I am, I don't want to make anyone uncomfy. But if you want to say something, feel free to do so. And while you're thinking, I would like to ask, I see Sinful came up to speak. Yeah, where do you personally draw the line? When would you ban someone? And let's just say ban from the whole client. What needs this user to be doing?
Personally, I would think it would have to be a really specific, actionable, like threats of violence, not vague, generic, angry person clearly ranting and immediately retracting and downgrading, for outbursts of rage. So, like, if you were to be like, hi, toxic, and you're in Hamburg, and I'm gonna come and punch you in the mouth. Like, if they actually really lay out a plan to come and hurt you, like that's like, or they get even close to it. I think that's pretty,
Mm.
someone like
Okay,
you said, the hate speech. Like if you're rile, like someone just comes in dropping, like there's just no place for any kind of bigotry. And like any bigotry, I'm fine with, honestly. Like it's just that, like at the very least, like banning it from all places. But like if if DCL wants to have the racist corner for free speech, fine. I guess I don't think that's a great idea.
okay. But okay, Jared, since we're talking, let's tackle the problem. So, for everyone that is just listening or coming in here and don't know what happened, Jared got banned from the Decentraland client. It doesn't stop him from being here in world, and honestly, I think this is a really big problem. Not because I don't want to have.
That's the thing I find most
Yeah,
galling about it, Toxic,
I
is that it's
just
such
want
an ineffective tool.
Yeah, it's an ineffective tool, and I think this is not. Don't get me wrong, Jared. It's not. This is not about you right now. Like, but I think if the foundation is banning someone, it should be a ban and not something that can be abused easily. because right now I have the feeling I'm seeing Jared in world. But yeah, so Jared got banned from the Decentraland client because he was shouting different things at Genesis Plaza. Maybe it's better if we don't go too close to it, but there were threats.
There were no threats. There were no threats. Maybe if
I've-
you're for English isn't your first language, there were threats, but that is not that. There were no threats.
Okay,
Grammatically,
so
that is not a threat.
okay, so maybe let's tackle this from a different perspective, because if you remember, Jared, I was there when shit went down, I would say, and I don't want to judge anything that you said because it's not on me. But what I would like to say is you made me feel very uncomfortable. And how should I really...
At no point am I here to defend the things I did say. I just wanted to clarify that there were no threats. I fully
Okay.
listen. There's a reason I haven't been like, why was I banned? I fully understand exactly what I said. I was like, yep, cross the line. Yeah, I'm not. Yep. Angry Jared really fucked up real good. But yeah, but just to clarify, no threats. I objected in framing as threats.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying this. But I just want to say you brought me to a situation, Jared, where I was like on the edge because I didn't know what to do. Because in the end, and this is something that Roostan is just writing in world, and this is something that I feel like 100%. If I didn't know Jared, if I would ban him, I would have banned him. But because I do know him and understand his personality, I find him relatively harmless. And
well, and in the context, yes, Genesis Plaza, but it was on Wednesday at 7 p.m. with literally the population of Rustan.
Sorry, but I
Mohegan.
was there. I was there, and it made me feel super uncomfortable because, Jared, you know, I totally respect you, and I respect decentralization. This is why I'm here. I think in the end, everyone should be free to say whatever the fuck they want, but I think there need to be some basic rules that we all follow. And if the foundation don't give us these rules, we need to find them ourselves out. Because
sure.
I can no, let me please finish this thought, because I would like to explain why I felt uncomfy. So, as you know, I'm in this space for I think more than 3 years. I think we are coming very close to 4 years. I put my whole heart into this project. The metaverse became my real life. This is just how it is at this point. I'm spending more time with all of you here that are in world, that are in this X space, than I spend time with my, let's call them real life friends or my real life family. And when I'm then coming online, maybe I had a very rough day, you know. I worked hard, and then I'm logging into the Decentraland, and I just feel like the work continues because there is a user that, and I want to bring this from your person away and just make it a little bit more open. So I log in, and there is a user that is just shitting on the whole project, and new users are coming in, maybe not many, but this is the first thing that they are seeing, that the person there is just shouting, you know, that baby jokes and stuff like this. So for me, this felt like a slap in my face, because I'm really working hard on making this place welcoming, make it engaging, because I really believe that we all can, yeah, I'm gonna say it, because I really believe we all gonna make it. So yeah, and I'm working fucking hard for this, and then someone is slapping in my face just by, yeah, just standing there. And you know what, Jared? I'm afraid of you because no one can ban you. No one can stop you from doing exactly what you're doing. And in this situation, you really make me feel like I can't do anything right now. And I just need to see how shit is going down, and it make me feel so bad. I don't want to guilt trip you to anything. I just want to say this is how I, from my perspective, felt it. So
Well, as a thought of you as a friend, I do feel a little blindsided because I would have thought you felt comfortable enough to come talk to me and say this, because obviously I don't feel good hearing that, because I don't want to make you feel unsafe, unwelcome, or afraid. So obviously I have to do some reflecting, since that's a lot of information to take in all at once. And one moment.
I feel very bad that I'm now coming for you and telling you all this, because but I just thought I'm making this space, and I expect every one of you to be honest with me and share your thoughts, and that we, and I just felt I'm not following this right now myself because I feel so, yeah.
Yeah, totally fine. Totally fine. Would have just over at some point in the last 3 weeks. I just my DMs are super open. We've talked a lot. We talked
I know.
extensively both that night, every day since. So I'm just a little caught off guard since that's a really strong feeling that you've just
I know.
presented to the class.
It's just
So-
something that I didn't know how to share because I also see you as a friend, and this makes it so much harder, because in this moment at Genesis Plaza, you didn't felt like Jared, my friend, to me. The only thing that I saw was a big problem that is occurring here. We have not the tools to fix this, and this was really something that caught me off guard too. And I'm happy that I could share this with you all. See, Dana, your hand is open, your hand is risen, and
Well, you brought up some things that I think are good to think about, which is just like, I don't know if it's called nepotism, but like I do think you want objective moderation, and I do think there are things that you shouldn't be able to say.
I think for me personally, I think at least at places that are, because Rustam is right now saying that we need a kind of etiquette at Genesis Plaza. So especially since anybody can log in, even kids can join there. And this is something that I feel too. And Jared, just to be clear, if this would have happened anywhere else, I wouldn't have felt like this. But it was at Genesis Plaza and we couldn't do anything about it. This made me in a position where I didn't know how to react. And yeah, I think so. What do we need at Genesis Plaza to keep at least this place open for everyone? Because I think we need spaces where we can come together. I hope a little bit that this place, like W.T.F, is something like this for all of us, that we can come here and everybody can talk, even if you have like grudges to each other. I want that that at W.T.F DCL, you can come together and talk about these. Maybe this is too much to ask for. I'm really not sure. But I think we should have these open. Maybe my English is not good enough, and maybe in English is a word for this, for a space that is kind of public and should be. Sorry, my English skills are leaving me here. Jared, I see your mic is open. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, I do, but I also feel like it's kind of like a tricky scenario spot since like I feel like context is like would be ideal to provide given all of the context, but then I also feel like that just will come off as manipulative and like self-serving. So it's kind of like a damned if I do, damned if I don't situation. But I do feel
You're cutting off for me. Franz, can you hear Jared?
It cut for me.
Jared, I don't hear you.
Yeah, I had a guy called.
Yes, now
Can
I
you hear me now at all?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, a phone call that didn't came in, so that was an inconvenient timing. What was where did I get cut off? No, I just think the context of being very frustrated with support, having felt wronged by support in the past, being and getting no communication and receiving absolutely like no any kind of getting lots of hollow words from fellow community members about like we'll definitely talk about this thing eventually when this comes back. And like when Kim gets back from vacation, and then absolutely everyone who offered these hollow words just doing dick all and absolutely never once coming through. And so then I just having no ability to communicate in a meaningful fashion when things aren't working is I think a pretty reasonable place to become insanely frustrated with a platform. And then when after 3 weeks the same issue happens and no one can just explain it to you, again,
I'm happy
absolutely
that you
everything I said unacceptable, not a healthy way to process one's bad feelings. Not defending the choices or words I've said. I just think that in the context of, like if a dog gets kicked enough times, eventually it will bite someone. And it's just like, I've been kicked by this foundation staff and founders so many times that it's just like, oh, of course. Yes, I am the bad guy. You're right.
No, it's not about
Because
being
no one had a thing to say. No one cared. You didn't have anything to say about the thing you said you had things to say about. But now that I'm being an asshole.
Jared.
Now it gets to be a topic.
Jared. So an asshole wouldn't come up here and talk about this, just saying. And I see your hand coming up, old guy. Please give me a short second because Multi is saying inward. I think it's the metaverse when you are too much connected to a project and feel frustration of things not going your way that can lead to this. And I think this is what Jared just was saying. And I think this is so important that you said this, Jared, and this made me feel much better. So thank you. Because yeah, that you had this, I think, let's call it outburst. This was a way for you to show your frustration. And maybe we should take this as an example that we should work on this. So basically you're saying you didn't feel hurt by Foundation, so you got to a place where Foundation would need to listen to you, need to react to you. And I think it's a shame that it came to this situation from all sides. And I really would love to see this getting overworked because I feel like the situation like it is right now is not good or satisfying for anyone here. And let me quick check the Decentraland chat. And I'm sorry, friends, that I'm that I'm not paying enough attention to you all here. Please, if you have a question, submit the question via the UI so it doesn't get lost in the chat. Okay, conversation inward is just going strong. T-Dodge is asking, is there anything in place to stop people from using racial slurs now? And I think we have the TOS.
No, I don't even. It's so infuriating that the chat filter just didn't get carried over with the web browser. Like, that's insane. Like, I don't understand the choices made by the foundation when making the client, because like they have all these things. It couldn't have possibly been that much extra work to just have the chat filter work.
Yeah,
Couldn't
we
have
just
been.
we just tested inward and to see if we have this profanity filter. And I didn't even thought about this. We had it in the old client, but now
No, yeah,
right
it's
now
not there. Yeah,
everyone
doesn't
is
exist.
just typing fuck and asshole and bitch, sheesh, and it's just going through. And we are on X, so I can say it. Okay, old guy, your hand came up. Would you like to add something? I would love to hear your thoughts on this whole topic. And friends, thanks for letting this be so open today. I really enjoy it.
Yeah, so now I spoke about this publicly before, right? And I think I wrote it, and I think I've spoke about it on, Saturday morning conversations. I think when we start talking about banning people in an open metaverse, a decentralized metaverse, what we are looking at and what we are talking about is we are talking about basically making a decision based on feelings sometimes. I'm not saying all the time, and I'm not here defending Jared. Jared and I have had many conversations behind the door. He knows exactly how I feel. So I'm not defending him whatsoever, just so that's clear. But when I heard basically the conversation that you were having with him, a lot of feelings came out. I feel, right? And nothing against you. This is what's going to happen in general if we go ahead and have a category where we can ban people. I was at that same event you were at. I disagreed with what the guy was saying, but that doesn't mean there wasn't people standing there that was like, he's right on topic, right? And when we start banning people because of feelings, that's when we have a true problem within the decentralized platform. And I like to use that word a lot, decentralized. That's 90% of the reason that most people are here is because this is something new. I'm not saying nobody should ever be banned, but we have to figure it out based on something other than feelings. That's all I really wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this perspective, old guy. That's really awesome. Would it be okay if I ask you, because I'm really interested, in understanding where we all are drawing the lines for ourselves. Where would you draw the line and say, okay, this was a no-go, this person needs to be banned? Or are you saying we are in a decentralized place? There are no lines at all.
I'm saying we have the mute feature. We can literally, every single person in this place, the ban is already there for them. You mute that person. But as human beings, we actually like to see the drama. We like to see what's coming next. That's why there's all these shows on TV and everything that we watch. Like, we would like to see that stuff. What I'm saying is that band is already there, basically. Everything as a community, like your poll, I love the poll. It's great. But as a community, if we don't want to hear what that person's saying, it's already there. It's literally already there. All we have to do is click on mute this person or whatever is actually called in there. I don't know, because I've never banned or muted anybody in the chat. But what I'm saying is we already have that technology, right? What we're talking about doing is throwing somebody in prison so they can't literally come into the place again. And I just want to make sure that we understand what we're actually talking about here. That's all.
Awesome. Okay. So yeah, the band feature, I must say, I'm not using it much in the Decentraland because for me, it often has something to do with, I kind of, want to know what's happening. Just as I said, we're watching TV because we want to know what's happening next. And I don't want to ban anyone because I kind of feel like I need to watch what's being said so that if something goes off road, that I can jump in. Maybe this is just me, but right now I think I have literally no one banned in the in the client. I think I had a few people banned in the old one, but not in this one. And so maybe I'm thinking we should maybe overwork the ban feature that we already have and work on top on that. For example, why I not ban people if they're gonna if they annoy me or something like this. I know, friends, you're not annoying me at all, but if this would happen, I would just not feel comfortable because I don't know how to unban them. This is like, I know this sounds dumb, but maybe maybe it would be a good thing to get a little notification. Okay, you wanna maybe mute this user for the next, let's say, 24 hours, or maybe for the next 15 minutes or something like this. And this is something that I'm thinking about. It could be, maybe we should just take what we already have, like the ban feature, that we can decide, because this is very important that you talked about this, old guy. In this conversation, we should not forget we all have the possibility to say, okay, this person's getting banned by me. I'm not seeing anymore what they are doing. But this doesn't stop these people from coming to my events. This doesn't stop these people to talk about me or maybe, interact in any way with my avatar. I'm just not sure if they are seeing me. There's so many questions that made me hesitate to use the ban feature as it is right now. And I see some users are in world communicating with us on this. Yeah, Houston is saying, yeah, on the flip side, you ban someone and then some of these cats will go on a rampage on social media, bullying you for months. It's like a lose-lose situation, as Houston is saying. And let me see what's going on. T-Dodge is saying, I'm on old guy's side too, sticks and stones. Houston is saying DCL has the best group therapy for sure. Oh my god, I'm gonna write this down. This could be a very good monthly event, just therapy session for the whole fam. Okay, I wrote it down. I will think about this. Houston is also saying, show me another platform that comes close, and he's so right. I would love to hear Toxic say, our time is up at the end of this. Okay. T-Dodge is adding, bans and censorship will stunt DCL's growth. Sucks that there are shitty people out here. Okay. Misconduct is saying, SL has banned for individual islands. People that have the groups groups authentication can boot and ban for 30 days or indefinite. There's a list that holds banned individuals. It has unbanned for said individuals after discussion with council members of the group. The group, it has an unban for it has unban for said individuals after discussion with council members of this group. The group is larger, and I love this. Why don't we have something like this in the Decentraland? Sheesh. Houston is adding, banned users should be allowed to log in, but but load in just under the ground. And Roostan, oh my god, I was thinking kind of the same. And sorry, Jared, if I take you as an example again, when they banned you from the client, I was just like, oh my god, please just let him spawn somewhere else. Like, not on a, but this is just my thought. Okay, I saw your hand was up and then you let it down. I think I crossed the topic you want to talk about, but I really would love to hear what you are thinking. So please bring me back to the topic you wanted to discuss.
I just want to say that it's a long overdue feature, and I think expanding on the ban, because it's important to note that when you ban someone, it only bans it for you. So it's not fair to whatever the person may be doing, continuing the same narrative without, now you just have no control over it. Now you're just completely in the dark. So it's really hard to say that that's just a one and all solution. I feel like expanding on it, and like we all talked about earlier, which is giving it back to the users. If it's on your land, you can stop people from coming to your parcel so that you can cultivate whatever type of atmosphere you're trying to cultivate on land that you bought. Additionally, there's other things to think about, like when there's large public spaces and there's large events and there's a lot of people there should be features that talk about, like, if this account is reported within this time frame at this event by 3+ users, then there's an immediate IP ban for 24 hours, just to get them out of the current space so that they're not creating this negative, terrible, unsafe environment for users that are there without, I'm sorry, the little bird chirped and now I'm all like rattled my thought process. But you get what I'm saying. We need to expand on that feature.
I love the bird and I loved your thoughts. Vanessa, I also saw your hand was risen up too. So would you like to add anything?
Yeah, thank you. I really have appreciated hearing everybody, weigh in on this. And as I'm listening to everything, it's apparent that we have a climate and culture issue, because we could do whatever we want to moderate in world, but we have to look at Decentraland from like the macro, like the 10,000 foot view. We've got the Discord, we've got the DAO, we've got in world. And so people don't even have to come into Decentraland to be hurtful and hateful. I've got friends that have left the DAO and then left Decentraland because of the hate speech that they were getting there. You can mint a offensive name. You can put that on your avatar. You can come in world and you don't have to say a thing, but your name, is offensive. People have done that. People, the Discords, we maybe just won't even go there. But I think we really need to, stop saying that Decentraland is decentralized, because the smart contracts are decentralized. Everything else is, we have to define, where does decentralization end? Because we can't just run around like middle schoolers on the playground running our mouth saying, well, it's decentralized. I can say whatever I want. Like, let's be real about what's decentralized. The rest of it is just being a hurtful human being. And I don't have the answers to that, but like coming at it from like a background of being a school teacher, I would have, students do the same thing. High schoolers do the same thing. And a lot of times I would have students on behavior plans that would continue to hurt, like physically or verbally hurt other people. But it is their right to be in school. It's called the least restrictive environment. But eventually it got to a point where when that student was infringing on the rights of the other students, then we could finally take action. So it's kind of like the same thing here. Like, yes, you have the right to say whatever you want because it's free speech. But at what point are you really hurting other people around you, the family, or whatever we want to call it? Like, at what point are you hurting the platform? And I think it's at that point that, like, something's got to change, the setting or your settings. Because it's just, it's kind of, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again. Like, we need to get somewhere and we need to get some resolution. That's all.
Record. I only say awful things about the founders and other people in positions of power and authority. I just feel I understand, to that person in a position of authority, it might not feel like a differentiation worth making. I do think that is an important distinction. That like I'm not saying horrible. I'm not like it's not just like, oh hey new kid, go fuck yourself. That's not the vibe I'm bringing to the table here. Again, not that it suggests that anything I said and the location I said it in were appropriate or correct or things I'm proud of. I'm quite the opposite. But they were about people in quite lofty positions of power and authority.
But I think on that, like, I don't want to hear anybody say that, like, my, I don't know, I'm trying to like not bring politics into it, but like, I don't want to hear anybody say that my enemy is a, piece of shit or whatever, like something horribly offensive. I don't want to say anything, but I don't want that. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't want to hear that. I want to hear like constructive dialogue, not just like saying, well, the people I was saying those horrible things about babies to, they were like, in, I don't know, whatever. Like,
Well,
they're
they
about,
did. They did create the
I know, but I
situation
don't
that makes it
like,
impossible for me to engage or have be heard. So, like, arguably, there is no way to have a productive discourse with the people that I am,
I know,
most hurt and offended
but
by.
Jared,
So, just ruining their platform doesn't sound like the worst
but you probably have
alternative.
people in Decentraland who have lost babies. You probably have people who have lost
Yeah.
babies. So to say that is like, that crosses a line. And I didn't hear
I
it.
got I gotta
Heard
say,
about it,
Jared,
but like,
and
it's
what
just one second.
Vanessa,
Just
you're
one second.
down bad.
Like I don't know, and I like you, like I consider you a friend, Jared, but man, like, to me, I'm just like, damn, how many people, I don't know, like, it
Genuinely, no one logged on in the time frame. There was not one new user logged on in the 25 minutes I
There
was
was a
having my
few new
tantrum.
users logging in.
No, those were absolutely badge grinding alt accounts.
But you don't know, and we will never know
I would
because they
bet
logged
$1
in.
million that they logged back in to grind more badges.
Maybe you're right, and honestly, Jared, I think you are right. In the end, maybe, but yeah, we will never know because these users will not log in again. I would
Well,
put money on it.
the foundation could know. The foundation can 100% check to see if they've already banned them from being able to download more badges or
but
not. Like
I think
100% that you
saying, like,
can absolutely fact check the thing you're saying is uncheckable.
Okay,
That's
wait.
absolutely checkable.
Okay, I'm not gonna mute anyone here, but I just saw Canessa was talking. I think Make jumped in. Canessa,
yeah,
would you like to finish your thought first?
say one thing. It's like, yeah, maybe nobody heard it and I didn't hear it, but I heard what was said from a person of a person. And so then it's like, those words still have the emotions behind it. Like, I'm a mom, like that. Yeah. So like, there's my trigger. Like, don't
I'm
don't
pretty
bring
sure I
kids and
told you the
parents
terrible
into it.
things I
Like,
said.
that's just the part that's like, damn. And it, it's not just you. It's, I mean, I don't want to target, but yeah, that to me was just like, yeah, that's my Achilles heel. But thank you for giving me the floor and Make, you were talking. Thank you for letting me finish my thought.
Jared, would you like to add anything? And Canessa, thank you very much
Well,
for sharing.
she just said she'd heard from a person. Because I'm going through our DMs because I'm pretty sure I told her most of the horrible things I said because unlike many people who do awful things and then feel that they will just lie about them. I'm like, well, no, before you speak up on me, you should know exactly the horrible thing I said. But maybe Canessa wasn't one of the many people I took my shame tour with.
I think in the end, it's very personal, some things, how we perceive them, and every one of us has a different line that can get crossed. And I think it's very valuable that Carissa just came in and added this from her perspective. I value this much. I also value much, Jared, that you are still here and talking with us. I really appreciate it much, much, much. And I just, before I give you the mic, give me a second because we right now have a discussion in world also going on. T-Doge is saying, if you censor people, you close yourself off to productive dialogue. And Master Waynes is answering him. I do think there are certain things through that should be censored. I do think there are lines, and I'm going to make a poll about this very soon. Right now, we have a poll going on. Are there users around you would like to ban from Decentraland? and 13 users have voted. 23% are saying yes, 77% are saying no. I'm gonna add the next poll soon. Rooster and Sheesh. Okay, Make, please take away the mic and let us hear what you are thinking. Thank you very much for being here.
Can somebody just tell me how great this new PFP looks with my angry red face and my mustache? Because I'm pretty sure we found the grail. I mean, he's got a camera and he's got a mustache
Nick, I
and he's
just love you
red when
so
he's
much.
angry. I just want to point that out. Like, I picked something I paid too much for because this mustache and my camera and hat. I was literally a week ago when I was happy, totally happy. I was wearing a white shirt and a mustache, and I wasn't wearing a camera, but I had sunglasses on. And then I drove through New Jersey to find a new place to live with my family. Before I got here, it's going great until it wasn't. Jared, you know what's great about your little goblin? Like your little choking demon, skeleton demon character. We're on demon time. I love you, dude. Can we we're just trying to get through our day, baby. And I love you fucking as much because you and me are the same. Like we are the Barbie twins. If we had a
I
sports
can't
talk
imagine.
radio
Every single
show,
person right now is going like, "That's not. That doesn't make." Everyone's head just exploded trying to conceptualize. Like, did Make just say he and Jared are the same?
no, we are so much alike because we're passionate. We wear our heart on our sleeves. Like my wife right now is begging me not to go and strangle a realtor that told me after I drove 2 hours to find another house, we had our application processed and we just got rejected over a dog. And he's like, yeah, well, once you go back to where you live with your family, we'll totally find you in a house. And I have seen shitholes. And I want to choke that MFer out. I'm going to say this mustache and my devil horns, we're all going to be married. The thing is, it's like we have, and it's mostly the fucking people in this room, and Dr. Drip, who's pretty much like Em and Drip are like the hottest couple ever. They would win prom 30 years from now. We are going to lose a prom contest to Em and Drip. The thing is, we care so fucking much that once we get hurt, we are willing to fight anybody and anything for whatever fucking concept. And the problem is, we have to get along because we all really love Decentraland and we need you, Jared, because you're about the most fun person I know in Decentraland. But we can't be cranky all the time
Not
or
one
get
person who
so
wants to be banned or
emotional.
banned me would
Guess
log in if
what?
they weren't paid to be here.
You know what, Jared? Full disclosure, I quit the chat to get this fucking really fancy mustache guy like last week because I was emotional. We got to find ways to work together. We have to find ways to work shit out, or it's just not going to work out. And I really ultimately want Decentraland to win so much that Master Wayne's birthday is filled with 1,000 fucking people, and we're fucking barbecuing with old guy, and Mew is literally eating hibachi with me, and Dr. Drip and M every week win every prize they're deserved. And I really hope all that MGD is this mad scientist working for good and not scraping all our data and choking us out with VR hands. But I don't know. But I think right now, if I go upstairs, like you should talk to my wife about how mad I am. If I hit the text message send to the guy, I'm going to be in more trouble than you. But we got to do this together. And I have my own beef. I'm sure people are aware well, and I squashed that beef. And I had to be like, yes, I apologize. I was a huge dick. And sometimes we need to realize that our passions stop lying with what we believe in and we stop facing north. And we have to find ways to face north together. And if it takes censorship or not pretending to be somebody else or whatever that truth is, we have to figure it out. And I mean, starting with me, my brother. I got my kids out of school, losing grades by literally the minute in real time. I think we're going to win because we're the best place to party on the internet, and I stand by that. But I think we also have to realize that standing on our fucking soapbox, yelling at everybody is not ultimately going to solve anything. And that's why Toxic's here saving us all. I love you, dude. I swear to you, Jared, I love you. I think we should do a sports podcast between the Jets and the Browns and just be the saltiest bitches anybody has ever met. But I think we're going to win. The crazy thing, Toxic, I think we're going to win. So there. I love you guys. And Jared, I fucking love you. If I if I didn't hear you, I would have sent the nastiest text message to this realtor who absolutely effed me over today. Um, and now I know better because I know that we can't choke everybody out. We can't choke all the demons, Jared. Can I get an amen? Hell, hey, Zeus. I
Hey,
love you so
Zeus.
much. I love you so much.
Well,
And
you
I
know,
got to tell
no
you
accounting
how
for
much I
taste.
love you. I love you, dude. I will AFK. I find ways to AFK with you, motherfucker.
No AFK this week. I was too
Sheesh.
busy.
Can we just put the sword down? Because you're the goat, and that's an inside joke. And I was kidding about that too. Mariana, I want you to audit my contracts. I think we really, if Mariana got elected to the Dow, everybody would have been happy. Because then there'd be a Canessa and a Mariana. And then people like Jared and Make could be the saltiest bitches out here, and everybody would be happy. But I want you, Jared, and me to let's do a show. Let's take what the fuck about like terrible sports teams and shit on everybody. Because I love you, Jared, so much, it hurts my actual body. I feel like my skeleton and your demon are one skeleton and one demon too little. So Toxic's, I love you, dude, but
But
I think we got to put the sword down to fuck that. We
I'm not
cannot
from
fight
Cleveland, though. I don't
everybody.
like. I have no
I
feeling
am
feelings. I
too
have nothing. I don't care
skinny
about the
to fight
Browns.
everybody. I am such a bitch, too. Y'all don't even know. That's why Dana, our master of motherfucking Waynes, calls me girl because she knows I am such a bitch. Jared,
Wait, is that
it's
why she calls
painful.
me that?
I swear to God, if I go into this hotel room right now and you all listen to my wife yelling at me about how I am dealing with this whole realty thing, you would laugh so hard, all of you individually and together. You'd be like, And you, Jared, would be like, so I thought I was a dick, and then I hung out with Make, who most people like until somebody's bitchy.
No, no, no. Wait.
And then I ruin everything. I am a ruiner of things.
No, I'm a
And I
hypocrite.
promise.
If you were spiraling out, I'm great when you're spiraling out. I can be there. I'm so clutch.
Oh, no,
As long
no,
as
no.
I'm not
Let's all
spiraling
go
out, I'm there
upstairs
for you.
together.
I'm like,
Jared,
listen,
I
Meg,
am
you're gonna
willing to
regret
go
this.
show you all publicly how mad my wife's going to be. And the only reason
No, don't,
I
Meg. You don't
was
want to do that.
spared in Jesus,
You don't want to do that,
because
Meg.
I wrote the saltiest block everybody
Yeah,
message.
you don't
Oh,
want to do
girl.
that. You want to not
Jared,
do that. That's gonna be
Dana,
bad.
can I say this with you? Oh, girl. Um, if I walk upstairs right now and you listen when my wife comes in here, Toxic, you
Mick,
might
don't
have
do
to
that to
deport me.
Pants. Leave Pants alone.
It's not about pants. It's about the motherfucker who left at 12 noon saying I had a house and then didn't. We don't have a
Wait,
house
he
and
left that.
5
He left your house
houses
at
have
noon
been
today,
rented.
saying you had a house. Oh, I didn't fully
No,
understand. Okay,
yesterday,
still.
What's
motherfucker.
Okay, still
going
less than
on?
Dude,
24 hours.
yesterday. Okay, ready? I'm moving
Friends.
my. Okay, can I tell the truth?
I know you're moving.
Toxic.
Yeah, the
I
house.
know I talk a lot. I'm going to do it one time. I took my family. I was supposed to go last week to find a place to live.
Right.
Sounds great. Then we were talking about 2 towns. And my wife said, well, you got to pick this town because this is how it is. I'm like, babes, I don't know that there are like 4 rentals under triple the price we live. we should really make a family decision. And she's like, I don't want to go. I got too much shit to do. I'm smart. I pay all our bills. You're an internet DJ. What are you doing? And then I convinced her, drunk, hanging out with Mew, to fly here.
Oh,
Then we're here, and it's been 3 days. We hired a location manager, which 2 days ago left saying our application was approved on a house for 3 times our mortgage, which sounds great, but I live in Boulder County, so that really sucks. We looked at another town, took the night off.
Friends,
Because
Make, I'm so sorry.
okay,
But
last thing I'm gonna say
yes,
to Jared, so he can go curse him out. Basically, we got our fucking application pulled because we have an under 20-pound dog, and that was in the deal. And I want to wring this MFer's neck who told us to go drink sushi and watch movies. And now I'm looking for a house with a day to go before I fly home. I would have, Jared, if it wasn't for you being so rude to the Decentraland community, I would have sent that last text message and that guy would be really mad.
I would just like to frame the
Sorry,
phrasing
Toxic.
no,
I
is
love
no
you.
really
problem, no
rude in
problem, Make.
front of the Decentraland
Sorry,
community.
friends, please let me bring us back to the topic because WTF DCL, we have one topic we stay focused on. Make, I really love that you come in here and
You know what's great is I really explained how being a jerk publicly could affect everybody around you. And Jared, I love that you choke demons. I do too. But we should all try and welcome in new people to hang out at Dana's birthday. I love
I just want
you.
to say, Make, I see
I'm
many,
sorry.
many people in words saying we need a Make one-man show. And I see it, I see it as them.
Wait,
I would,
come
I
on
just
Saturday because
yeah.
he's doing
I
it.
love you. Toxic, I love you. Jared, I fucking love you. And most of the times for a Jared, I'd look the other way and be like, fuck you. You're ruining it for everyone, dude. Unfortunately, we're like the Barbie twins. Your head is huge. My head is very small. Don't be a dick. And I won't be a dick. And hopefully together, good sir, we won't be dicks together. Thank you. Have a great night.
Okay, okay.
I love you.
I'm
I
gonna
love you
I'm gonna
guys.
write this down.
I
Well,
love you,
love
Toxic.
you
Okay.
too.
I'm gonna write.
Dana,
Thank
we're
you.
gonna party so fucking hard.
Make, we need to stay focused on the whole
We're
post.
staying focused. I had to
Please.
give Jared a spanking as nicely as I could.
This was awesome. Okay, I wrote down and I'm framing it right now. Don't be a dick. Okay, noted. Everyone here, please take notes on this. Okay, I want to bring this now back to our topic. Freedom of speech versus safe space. Okay, I love it because we totally had the free.
And don't be dicks.
And don't be a dick. Okay. Welcome to WTF DCL episode 5, Freedom of Speech was Safe Space. Note, don't be a dick. So, okay, let's see what's going on in the meantime in the Decentraland. What's the community saying? So, wait, I need to check. So we have 3 questions, and right now the poll that we're having is, and I know this is no friends.
Make the poll,
Yes,
please. C choice.
friends.
Don't be dicks. Party at Dana's.
I'm gonna make this the next poll. So friends, okay, I know the okay, I focus now. Okay, everyone stay calm. Okay, so let's take a look at the questions in Word. The drop is gonna be hard from now, but we will see. Okay, we have some questions. Brewston, this does not help at all because Brewston's question is where does babies come from? Oh my god. Okay, so
I
okay.
just spit
Toxic, I'd
melt.
like to answer that.
No, please make, please. The problem is we have
Make you
friends.
drink too many sushis.
We have the problem.
It's been such
Friends,
a bad day, girl.
please.
It's going so bad.
Don't let me make mute the whole space. I don't want to do this. So we need to stay focused because we have friends from our time zones, and for the European time zone, it's really late right now, 2 a.m. I see Melatager here and I see Mohedi here, and I just wanna really value everyone's time. So please let's try to stay focused because
Can I say one last thing?
one last
If
thing.
you can say fuckest when I get you mad, fuckest one more time,
Sorry.
and I would have the best life.
I'm sorry. That's
I love you so much, ToxicWaifu.
nice.
Is
Okay.
it waifu or waifu?
Please
I love.
we
No,
need.
I'm teasing.
Okay,
Okay,
we
fine.
need to stay focused. So, okay, I see we have a new question. Can I say saying I changed my vote? I don't want to ban them, but want to mute them. And yeah, I think a mute feature would be much appreciated. I'm gonna write this down. For everyone that isn't aware, in the CBD Discord, we have a channel that's solely proposed is that we are gonna write down our thoughts there that we would like to share at the next Armor with the foundation so that we don't forget them. This is something mute feature I'm gonna write down now and we're gonna add it there. The next question that we have is from MGD. Okay, beside permanent bans, for example, scamming or illegal stuff, I think Genesis City should have no permanent ban. Foundation could soft block the nearby chat by admin tools. It's not that difficult. The only place I would like to ban someone is from a world because it's my private anyway. 100 user limit, and I think this is nice. What Mohedi, sorry, what MGD? Now I need to say. Oh my god. Okay. I think this is nice, MGD. I'm on the same page here. The last question is from Doc Holiday. How many private conversations about redacted do you think occurred over the last month between how many different people? And friends, please drop your guess in the chat in World. I would love to get your opinion on this. I'm going to leave this question open for everyone to see. Let me have a look what's going on in the Discord. Fancy, nice that you are here. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Julia Sky, I see your hand is up. Would you like to add anything to our space today? We are talking about freedom of speech versus safe space. We talked much, and I would love to hear your opinion on this as well.
Hey guys, I believe in freedom of speech, so I think we should unban redacted. Let's do it. I think we should all be allowed to say things, but just be cautious about them. But I also feel like no friend should be left behind energy. So I do believe that Jared brings an element of like interest into the space. Like we need to have interesting conversations or just have fun in this space, and he brings a lot of optimism and good energy. So I think we can all work on uplifting each other more. Or also, I found out about this thing called Hope Core. It's really funny. You guys should check out Hope Core. Anyway, I'm gonna go sing. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much, Julia. I wish you much fun with singing. Thank you for coming up. Old guy, I see your hand is up. Would you like to add anything?
Yeah, sorry, I had to take a phone call, so I had to leave. I want to go back. I don't know where we really left off at, but what I do want to go back to is the fact that I still hear feelings, right? I mean, through this conversation, and I understand everybody's very passionate. I agree with Make. We are here to move this community forward. But I also want to point out the fact that this shit is always going live across spaces about Decentraland, right? And the one thing that I want to make sure that everybody kind of understands is like, one bad comment, right? And this is how it holds true in the real world. One bad comment about a person, one bad comment about a platform, one bad comment about a product, right? It's like $30,000 worth of bad advertisement, right? So I just wanted to point that out, and we've all done it. Everybody in here, something's come across Twitter, something's come across YouTube, something's come across the platform, but everybody kind of needs to understand that when we're putting this stuff in the atmosphere, we're actually advertising very poorly for this platform. And that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to put that out there. Yes, it can come across as a community trying to figure it out, but at the same point, as a new user, I'm going to look at this and say, do I really want to be involved in this? When I can go to Fortnite or I can go to roadblocks and not really deal with any of this. I just wanted to kind of throw that out there, that every time we have these sorts of events, whether it be in world, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on Twitter, that is a negative sort of look at what Decentraland's doing. And, I hope in the future as we move forward, we're kind of looking at what we're saying and how we're saying it, so that people don't see us as, hey, this isn't someplace I want to be. And with that, I do have to step away here in about 20 minutes. So thank you for letting me up here tonight.
Thank you so much, old guy. And just to be clear, when is your space today starting? Because I just saw it, but I can't find it right now.
It's not really my
the
space.
call he
It's not
jumped
really
into,
my
wasn't it?
space. It's just me being interviewed. So it is starting 10 p.m. One Existence is actually the one having it on his chords. So it's in Genesee Plaza.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to bring that up, but I did,
The timers on the event
since you
boards are
did,
so
I'm going to
offensively
say
off.
it's 10 p.m. Western time, and it is posted in Genesee Plaza.
Yeah, I just thought I'm gonna share it to the space. I hope everyone can see it. So friends, keep an eye out. Old guy is getting interviewed today, and I hope we're all gonna show up. Julia Sky, I see your hand is up. Is this a bug, or do you want to add something?
Oh my! I didn't know my hand was still up. I was getting ready for my singing with my model. But I'll add that I love you guys, and we could totally build shit together. Like this is Hope Core at max, but I believe in you. We're so strong and creative, and we just got to put our minds together to create that hype and like good vibes all around. That's what I believe. Oh, yeah. Hope Core. Okay. Bye.
Okay,
Sorry.
awesome. I Hope Core. Okay, I'm gonna write this down too. I see.
Dude, you're gonna love Hope Core. It's so sarcastically like hopeful. It's like you've made it, but it's like
Okay.
sarcastic, but it's funny.
Okay.
Look up Doja Cat.
Okay, I'm gonna dive into this. I want to take a look at what's going on inward in the inward chat. We have MGD saying we can't, and I think this is bringing us back to our topic. We can't react too harshly to simple offenses, and he is putting the simple in. I think it's called ghost marks. I'm not sure. Simple offenses like Jared's with a permanent ban. The foundation moderates Genesis Plaza, so they should just ban him there. Okay, this is a thanks for bringing this in, MGD. I try to get to see what the others are thinking. Multi is saying, I don't get this ban thing at all. I can make a new wallet in 5 seconds and relog in. And I think we already talked about this. Yeah, this is something that we should definitely see as a problem, that when we're saying foundation is banning someone, that these people are just can come back and back and back again. This is not making any one of us looking good here in this space. So let me see. Okay, Doc Holiday. Oh, Doc Holiday is saying, literally the only thing stopping someone from making a new account and continuing to scream shitty things is they're losing the desire to do it. And this is especially the thing that makes me afraid. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we are talking about how Foundation seems to be able to ban IPs because it happened with the credits. So let me see. Okay, conversation is going strong inward and okay. So friends, we are already 2 hours in. Damn. Okay, so I would like to bring this kind of now because we talked about many things. Normally at WTF DCL, I like to start with a strong statement and end with a strong run too, and get some things covered in the meantime. Today was just a wild card, and to be honest, I kind of loved it how open we talked today. Really appreciated much and all your time here. So I would like to bring this still to like a conclusion stage. So I would like to ask everyone now one more time, freedom of speech versus safe space. What's your opinion on this? Maybe did it change during our conversation now? and what are your takes that you're taking away from today from this space? And I would like to start with Canessa, since Master Waynes has left us, and she was so long here. Thank you so much for this. But I think she has some real life stuff to do right now. So Canessa, what's your thought? Freedom of speech versus safe space, your takeaway.
Oh, I think it's a Pandora's box of a lot more conversations that need to happen. But I keep thinking about something that a friend said from Singapore. I won't name them, but you could probably guess. And I think that we take for granted freedom of speech because we thank you. Not every place is free. And in Singapore, my friend had a great way of saying it. They have the freedom of speech because anything they say can be persecuted. They do not have the free speech that we are talking about. Our friends in Dubai can't join us on Discord voice chat. So I don't know. It just, to me, it's like we have the ability, like we being, I think the people that can speak freely without worrying about, a government entity listening in. Like we really need to just realize how fortunate we are, and then use our words. I think use our words because we've got them and we're so lucky, and we just need to be reminded that there's places in the world that don't have that same level of fortune that we do. And the rest I don't have solutions for. But yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Canessa. Jared, would you like to share your final thoughts with us?
My final conclusion is that I am an asshole who doesn't have nearly as much self-awareness as I like to think I do.
I didn't understand this because you talked very low on voice and very fast, so my German ears couldn't hear it. Would you like to repeat it maybe so I can understand it?
I don't, but for you, since it's your show and you're a friend and a very lovely person, I will repeat myself slower and a little louder. My final thought is I'm an asshole without nearly as much self-awareness as I previously thought I had. Thank you.
Definitely no asshole. So this just, I want to take this down here. Thank you very much, Jared, that you were here today. Sinful, would you like to give us your last thoughts, or would you like to add anything?
I mean, I would like to add that I think that Jared is great, and I think he could really make a change in our world. So I'm happy you're around, dude. Like, in all honesty, like you do make a difference.
I'd like to note Simple said make.
I think maybe we should make, sheesh, now I say make and thinking of make here. Maybe we should really try to come together and talk about what happened to Jared and maybe find a solution for the situation we're having right now. Because I think this, how it is right now, is not how it should be. And I really would love if we as a community could solve this. This would be my wish for tonight. And maybe we can make it happen. We will see. But I think it's important that we all stay
Do I
together.
get a closing statement?
You get one too. I just wanted to come to.
I just wanted to make sure you weren't hanging up on me.
No problem.
When I go upstairs, I'm so dead toxic.
I just want to give M and old guy a quick possibility to jump in, share the last thoughts, and then I wanted to reserve the last space for you, Make, because I thought maybe you would like to add a little bit more. I was not sure, but okay. So M, any last thoughts on the conversation we had today? Did you start in this with, did you had some? Did you surprise where the convo took you today? Just let me hear what you're thinking.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sorry, I switched to my phone at some point. I think you're great. I think you did an awesome job heading this space. I think that it's an important topic. I feel like it's long overdue. I feel like there's moderation that's available to us, and there's ideas that are floating around the area, even though they might seem futile at the moment. They're a start. It's an opening to the conversation. So
Thank you, Tox, for doing the hard things. I think you're super brave and awesome for heading this space the way you did. And we don't deserve you. Love you lots. Thank you.
Ashish, thank you so much. Okay, old guy, some last thoughts from your side on this?
Yeah. So I've been in this space a long time, and the reality is you're going to have arguments with people. You're going to have disagreements with people. You're going to not agree with people. But does that mean you don't turn around and talk to them tomorrow, right? I'd like everybody to kind of keep that in mind. I think that's kind of where we're at. And moving forward, right, I guess final thoughts are there's a crap ton of work to do here yet. There just is. And we got to figure it out. Either we figure it out or we don't. And I think everybody understands what the alternative is if we don't figure it out. So that's my final words.
Thank you so much, old guy. So, Make, please take it away. If you could keep it to 5 minutes, this would be awesome. So let us
I'm
know
gonna
what
keep
you're
it
thinking.
really short, Toxic. I'm gonna keep it short. Talk is cheap. Deliver, show up, and be great. And I think we all have that ability here. I think we have all remained loyal. Toxic, I think you are the face of Decentraland's heart and soul. Doxed or not, I think the world of you. I think we throw the best party on the internet, not me, but Decentraland. And I think the best party is going to be fucking for Master Waynes, whether she's here or not on Saturday. I love you guys. I believe in you guys. Toxic, let's go. Good night.
Yeet, awesome. Okay, think.
Oh,
Okay.
wait. PPA is in the building. She's my favorite. You're second best. I love you guys. Bye.
Sheesh. Okay, I really love how positive this space got in the end. Really, thank you very much, Meg. Jared, I think it would be interesting for you to stay a little bit longer with us in World now. We have a poll going on, and I think the community would like to talk about a few things. So thank you everyone much for this conversation. I didn't know what to prepare for, and I kind of love how it what was going. Okay, sorry. I see we have one more question in world. Sorry. Okay, let's have a look. Sheesh. Thank you, Multi. Okay, so friends, thank you very, very much. Have a nice evening. Don't forget, old guy is having an interview later. Please let's show up there. And thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night and bye.